Hey guys, so I didn't do a check-in today. It was pretty cool though. We woke up from this church that we stayed at, which was crazy comfortable. They gave us tons of food, so we had like frozen pizzas and tons of coffee and bagels and stuff in the morning. It was a little bit hard to leave this morning because that place was so comfortable. But being in mountain time for the first day made it a little bit easier to leave because I was definitely, I wasn't even adjusted to Central Time yet, so Mountain Time came around and I was feeling like I needed to get up at 4:30 in the morning. So anyways, we got on the road. It was not nearly as cold as the day before, but it was still pretty cold and really headwindy, so every mile was a bit of a challenge. But the day's over. We're here in a town called Haswell, Colorado, in a city park. And there's not much of a city here. I would say, there's one part-time open gas station-ish type repair shop thing that's really, really cool. And then just this park, and that's it. And like a really neat satellite dish for communication with deep space, which is a little bit out of town because we're in an area with extremely dark skies and very low radio pollution. So tonight, as the sun goes down and we're all full on dinner, it's going to be really fun to step out of our tent and look up at the stars because it's a really clear night. Also really excited for tomorrow because if everything goes to plan and we get clear skies, there might be a good chance that we see the Rocky Mountains on the horizon. So really looking forward to that. 55 miles today, so it, on paper doesn't seem that tremendous, but I'll tell you what, when you're in a headwind, it feels like we're, the best cyclists in the world. Like that was a challenge getting through these headwinds and just trying to stay as low as possible. So I'm going to try to make myself some mashed potatoes as always, maybe throw in some TBP fake meat to get some protein. And then tomorrow morning, we've already sort of made arrangements with the people that own the gas station. They're going to be open at 7, so we can run in there and get a bunch of Hostess cakes and coffee and stuff like that in the morning. But anyway, sorry I didn't do a check-in this morning. I'll try to be better about that and talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye. Good morning, everyone. Just waking up from camp. Actually, I woke up about an hour ago. We're in Haswell, Colorado, and hopefully you guys can hear me. I have a microphone on underneath this jacket, but it is crazy windy. I woke up to my tent stakes had come loose, and my tent was flying away with me inside of it. That's an exaggeration, but it definitely, I woke up feeling like I was, wrapped in a trash bag or something like that. Anyways, we're in a tiny, tiny, tiny town, most famous for, they claim, the nation's smallest jail. We went over and checked it out yesterday. It's pretty small. I could imagine smaller, but what do I know? Anyways, it's really beautiful out here. It's just too windy. We have sustained wind at 35 miles per hour today, and I think I'm not sure how fast it's gusting, but it's way too much. I'm gonna turn around just so you guys can see the open prairie behind me. This is where all that wind is coming from. It's just a straight shot over grass. Anyways, I slept real well until this morning when everything started to try to fly away from me. What we're gonna do, because it's too dangerous and difficult to bike in weather like this, is we're likely gonna go down to the propane shop over here where they have a bathroom and some snacks and stuff, maybe even some coffee, I don't know. Use the bathroom, do what we can, and then probably just start walking. We were hoping to get 55 miles today. Depending on the wind, we have a bailout option at around 40. So the way I figure it is, worst case scenario, if we walk for the first 4 hours at 3 miles per hour, we'll, cut our ride time in half by noon. And then hopefully by noon, some of these conditions will have eased up, or maybe, who knows, you never know, maybe they'll be at our back and it'll be like turbocharging. You just never know. Anyways, I just thought I'd give you a little update. Really cool thing though happened yesterday. We showed up at this town and everything had felt very Kansas-like, minor differences. We started to see tumbleweed yesterday. The land started to get a lot less cultivated. So, looking a little more like Nevada rather than looking like Kansas. And that's an exaggeration too. It's just a subtle difference. But I noticed last night when the sun was going down that with the sun setting in the west, I actually could see some Rocky Mountain peaks. And that was the first glimpse of the Rockies. So I hopped on my bike and raced just over this ridge here so I could see it. And that way you can't see the Rockies. Never saw the Rockies until we went over that ridge. And so this seems like the point at which it really does feel like we're making some progress into seeing some mountains. So really stoked about that. Anyways, check in with you guys a little bit later, just to let you know that we didn't blow away to Oz, and we'll talk soon. Bye. I'm here in Pueblo, Colorado. Got here after a really short day yesterday, and managed to get like maybe the world's most comfortable hotel room at the Courtyard Marriott. I know that doesn't sound very fancy or anything, but when you've been sleeping in city parks night after night, I felt like an aristocrat. It was pretty great. I'm sitting here outside a cafe that's got like vegan burritos and stuff, which is just unheard of. All of these towns, over the last month of cycling through, it's been really kind of hard to be a vegetarian. Basically, I've just been eating junk food and mashed potatoes every night, but to be able to have, a tofu burrito is just incredible. So I bought one for this morning and I put one in my bike bag for lunch. So today we're going to do some short miles to try to get even closer to the mountains. We're going to be kind of at the foothills of the Greenhorn before continuing on tomorrow to Veta Pass. which is going to be pretty incredible. Actually, we're not going to do the pass tomorrow, but we're going to get to the town of Veta just to set ourselves up for it, because I think we're looking at like 2,000 or 3,000 feet in a single day. So we're trying to minimize the total miles as much as we can, just to make sure that these old creaky bodies make it all the way up there. But anyway, let you go. It is beautiful here, 50 something degrees, but it's going to get into the mid 90s here in Pueblo, and into the high 80s tonight where we're going to camp. So we're going to get going in just a little bit as soon as I finish this latte. All right, see you guys. Bye. All right, good morning, everyone. We are about 20 miles into our ride today. Last night we stayed somewhere about like 25 miles south of Pueblo in a day's inn. It was really, really cool. There was, one of the cool things about being in Colorado is styrofoam is illegal, they recycle, and there's vegetarian food in a lot of places. So we stopped at this burger and fries spot really close to the hotel, and they had homemade veggie burgers that were absolutely delicious. Just like, it's amazing what a difference that makes. And that morning I had also woken up to a cafe in Pueblo that made tofu breakfast burritos. So so far, for a couple different reasons, I'm loving Colorado. But interestingly, yesterday we had to ride on Interstate 25 South, and that's the first time I've ever ridden a bike on an interstate. It is legal here, and there are no other options. And in fact, there's signs to share the road with cyclists. But that doesn't really make it easy. Well, in some ways it's easy, but in other ways it's really hard. And I'll tell you the hard way is that, as is often the case with interstates, there's a lot of road work. And every time we encounter road work, the shoulder closes, it goes to one lane, and we kind of have to figure out what to do. And so we woke up this morning, did a really big climb. I think it was like 600 and a little over 650 feet in about a mile, so maybe a mile and a half. So it was 6 to 7% continuous grade, and that's not easy. But what was a little bit harder was later on we had 2 separate mile-long things of road work. So as you can tell right now, maybe you can tell from the noise, I-25 is right there. So in certain sections, we can actually get off of I-25 and get onto these little frontage roads. And this frontage road is super small. There's no traffic on it. It's lovely. And so we're just making our way south. This landscape is just incredibly stunning. And in maybe 10 or so miles, we're going to be leaving the I-25 corridor and starting to head west into really some legit mountain country for our first mountain pass, which is tomorrow. I'm about to go down this really scary hill here, so bear with me. I got to get on the brakes. All right, cool, we're done. Yeah, so by the end of the day tonight, we'll be camping in a town called La Veta. And then the next day, we're going to be getting up and conquering our first major mountain pass. So nothing to scoff at, but we're going to take care of it, and it's going to be awesome. Anyways, I'll let you go. I'll catch in with you later once we set up camp and everything. But hope everybody's doing great out there. Bye. Hey, so today was a really, really good day. One of the best days of the whole tour, I would say. We are in just a stunningly beautiful town in Colorado called La Veta, and we climbed all day to get here, and then descended into this beautiful, beautiful little town. And we're at just a wonderful campground right behind me. We're the only tent campers, but that's pretty normal. Yeah, just gorgeous night out. It's getting cool. It's probably going to drop down into the mid, maybe high 40s tonight, so definitely going to bundle up really good. But everything's so quiet. There doesn't appear to be any obnoxious street lights. I'm just really excited to get in my tent and fall asleep tonight. Tomorrow, I'll let you know a little bit about what's happening. Is we don't really have an idea of where we're going to end up. There are a couple options in play, and it is Saturday night, which is making things a little bit difficult. Some of the campgrounds we've contacted are completely booked, and some of the hotel options are a little bit, on the surface, a little bit too expensive. So we're trying to figure out what we're going to do. And then in addition, we're going to be doing some serious climbing tomorrow. So today we did about 2,500 feet over 40 miles. Tomorrow we're going to be doing a little over 3,000 feet in about 17 miles. So it's going to be a bit of a different animal, but we're, me and Ron, we're both pretty excited about trying to tackle it. You stick it in granny gear, you try to enjoy it, and that's just how it goes. And I'm actually looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to putting myself to this challenge. Anyways, just wanted to give you a little update because we're here in just this stunning place. We've got super tall mountains in 360 degrees. Literally all sides of us. It's like a crown of Rocky Mountains, and we're at the base of a mountain called West Spanish Peak. And then tomorrow we will be right next to one of the 14ers. I forget the name of it, Blanco or something like that. So pretty excited to be cycling right at the base of a 14er. It should be really, really fun. Anyways, I'll let you guys go. Hope everyone's having a great night. Go Phils. Bye. Good morning. I want to show you something cool. There are huge mountains, 360 degrees around me. It's wild. So we're no longer looking at, like a range from below. We are in the range, climbing up. We're gonna get up to 9,140 something feet today. Right now we're at about 7,100 feet, and it's already a little hard to breathe, I suppose. That might all be in my head, I'm not sure. Had a great night camping in Veta last night. Super dark, super quiet. Not too cold. Went down to around 50, which is pretty ideal for me. Woke up. Ron had a little mechanical issue, but that's okay because it just gave me more time to drink coffee. Anyways, I'll let you go. I know it's probably not fun watching me breathe this heavy. All right, bye. We did it. That was pretty intense. We just summited the Veta Pass. I'll wait for these cars to pass by. 9,413 feet. Really, really excited about this. This is a huge accomplishment. It's cold up here, and I'm super, super sweaty, but I'm really, really proud of myself. And it's beautiful. All the aspens are yellow and they're all shimmering and shiny. It's beautiful. Thank you. Bye. All right, well, it's hailing on us. That is a little, we were hoping to get just an insanely awesome downhill. But, I did a switch. Oh, crap. What was that like?
It felt good. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy. Freak hailstorm. Anything can happen in the Rockies. Good morning. I am just getting up from the town of San Luis, Colorado, which is the oldest town in Colorado. Happy traditions, sad traditions. Just thinking about the native people who were displaced to make a town like San Luis possible, but otherwise it was a really, really beautiful little spot. Getting on the road here, probably only about 3 miles in. Headed down to Cuesta, New Mexico. It's always a really fun and exciting day when you get to cross another state border. Probably could make it to Taos today, but it really depends on physical strength and wind, and a little bit on how steep the hills are over here, because I think today is going to be filled with some rollers, ups and downs. This landscape though is incredible. Over here, that's Mount Blanca. We came down the slopes of Mount Blanca yesterday, and it was tremendous, and saw pretty much the most beautiful valley I've ever seen in my life, in between the Veta Pass and Fort Garland. If you're ever up this way, do yourself a favor and go check that out, because it's just absolutely stunning. But today we're headed this way. These wide-angle lenses on this GoPro style camera don't really do justice for how things look far away, so yeah, I'm not gonna bore you there. But anyways, just feeling pretty good today so far. Weather seems really nice. This was the latest start of the whole tour for me. Don't know what time it is, but it's actually approaching 9 o'clock. Normally I'm, out on the road by 7. And part of that was just because yesterday was kind of a brutal toll on the muscles climbing that mountain pass. It was just using different muscle groups than I normally use. Check in with you a little bit later. Go Phillies.